How do you prepare for your worst day in sales, and why does this matter? I'm Scott Silverman. I'm coming to you live for HVAC technicians sales secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. Now, I do this thing every time I hit 100 videos on my YouTube channels. I make a really cool video. And so I put together a list for you of 25 different ways for you to prepare for your worst day. So here's what you need to know. There's going to be a day that you're in your service vehicle, you're in your company car, and everything goes wrong. We're talking about the introduction to a sales slump. We're talking about just beyond problems. Everything gets piled on you, and you look and you're like, why me? Why me? You got to be kidding me. And if you haven't thought about this, then what's going to happen is you can have a prolonged sales slump. If you have thought about this, you're going to know what to do, and you're going to know how to take care of it, because you're going to build a sales playbook, right? Your information may not be my information. I'm going to give you a list of 25 things, and you may look at it and be like, I wouldn't do any of those, but I would do this, this, and this. You want to build out your playlist right now. So here's what you got to do. Subscribe to HVACTechSecrets.com. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not on the YouTube channel. So let's get into this list. You can type it out. You can write it out. And you got to know, once again, my version may not be your version. So not on this list as a bonus is I create content. So I got to tell you, today I have a deal that I was working on for months, and it was pretty freaking lucrative. Like I should be like, nah, lucrative. And it fell apart. So you're like, Scott, why are you telling me this? Because I'm doing the thing that I say that I do. On my worst day, I create content because it helps me remember not every day is a bad day, and my version may not be your version. So in alphabetical order, I put the bonus up first. In alphabetical order, I'm going to give you 25 different things that you can do. It's going to take me about 8 minutes to get through them, right? Just give you 8 minutes. So first, you can have an awesomeness swipe file. And an awesomeness swipe file is this. It's a bunch of content that you put together about yourself, about cool things that you've done, and things that you've achieved. There will be a link in the description down below for your awesomeness swipe file so you can check that out. Number 2, you can search for affection from your significant other, and you can fill in the blank for what affection means. I'm not going to tell you. You can figure that out for yourself. Number 3, you could call a therapist. And I want to tell you, if you are a salesperson, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a technician, there is nothing wrong with having somebody you talk to. I got a good friend, Bob Beverly. Bob Beverly's been a therapist for 40 years, and he says, hey, Scott, if your car has an issue, what do? You go to the mechanic. If your tooth hurts, what do? You go to the dentist. If your head hurts, what do? You go see a doctor. If your heart hurts or you're having issues internally, what do? You see a therapist. There's nothing wrong with it. I highly encourage you to find one before you need one. There's all sorts of services on the web where you can find somebody outside of your city. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a marriage counselor, but if you find this before you need it, it helps you significantly. Number 4, you can call your accountability buddy, right? There's people in my life that I call every day. Here's what I got going on. Here's good. Here's bad. And sometimes they call me and they're like, hey, Scott, I've got a million good things going on. Great. And sometimes they're like, Scott, can you talk me off the ledge? I got a million bad things going on. Everything's gone wrong. You know, all these issues are happening. It helps to have somebody to talk to. An accountability buddy is like, hey, remember yesterday you did really good. Last week you did really good. I've got some really good dear friends in my life that they talk me off the ledge. Like, hey, Scott, not everything is bad. Remember, you've got this thing happening and that thing happening. And man, you got a lot of really cool things going on. Number 5, you could create a gratitude list. You can create a gratitude list. What are the things you're grateful for? It's really easy to be like, hey, I'm upset about X, Y, and Z. But like when I struggle, I say, okay, I got to find 10 things. I need 10 things that I'm grateful for. And sometimes it's a stretch and I won't stop writing down until I'm like, I need 10 things, right? What are these 10 things that I'm grateful for? Number 6, you can destroy something. You could take something apart. Hey, Scott, what should I destroy? I don't know. I used to take engines apart. When I was a service technician, I would usually keep like 1 or 2 motors in the garage. Then when I was having a bad day, I'd take them apart, go through the stators and the rotors and the bell housing and all the things that were in there and just take it apart. Then what I do, I just go through it in the scrap pile the next day and say, hey, Scrappy, deal with this, okay? Number 7, you can donate time or money to a charity. You pick. I don't know which one you're going to pick. You pick your charity. Pick one now. Pick a place where you want to donate time. It could be a homeless shelter, battered women's shelter. You could donate where people get clothes and they go on job interviews. You pick. This is why it's so important for you to build out your list right now. Number 8, go get a massage. No, I'm not talking about the freaky deaky type of massage. I'm talking like deep tissue, Swedish massage, whatever people do. I don't know. You pick. You've got a different style than me. I love it when they're like, hey, let me see if I can put my thumb all the way through your shoulder blade and like have my fingers stick all the way through your body. That's a perfect type of massage because then I know that I got one, right? You can get a really good dinner. So sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I'll go get a really good steak, get a ribeye with a good spineless cap, like that big cap on the top. Ooh, lots of fat. Like I'll tell the server, do me a favor, find me a ribeye that's got a lot of fat. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, no, fat's one of my favorite things on a steak, right? It makes me excited. Getting a good dinner, fantastic. And then if somebody's got creme brulee, ooh, I'm so in. In Hawaii, they've got like coconut and mango creme brulee and see, I can get off on a tangent. Get super excited. Number 10, go for a drive. So the cool thing about driving in a car fast, where appropriate and where legal, is you have momentum and you have that feeling of being movement, right? So people say, hey, Scott, why do you like to fly so much? Like one of the coolest feelings is taking off on an airplane. Because like you have momentum. You're about to fly at 400, 500 miles an hour, however many knots it is or whatever. I don't know. I'm not European. I don't do the metric system. I can't convert that for you. Number 11, you could go to a meeting. And I'm just going to name off a couple, and it doesn't mean it's a super huge list. I mean, there's other things that you could do. It could be AA, it could be Al-Anon, it could be something where you're having a conversation, and there could be grief where people are like, hey, here's all the problems that I got going on in my life. And the reason I say this is sometimes we think we got problems, and at the end of the day, we got a few concerns, okay? Number 12, you can go to nature. If I'm really freaked out, you will find me at the ocean. If I'm really freaked out, you will find me at the river if I can't make it to the ocean. I might go to a lake. Like you may go, hey Scott, I hate lakes, I hate rivers, but I love the mountains. Great. Hey Scott, I hate rivers, I hate lakes, but I love the desert. Go to nature. Whatever that means for you, your answer isn't my answer. Number 13, go to religion. Pick your poison, pick your event, pick your people, I'm not trying to be negative. I didn't mean to say poison. Simmer down, get it out of your system. Pick the people that you want to associate with, the group of people that you want to associate with, the denomination that you want to be a part of. I think religion's a good thing. It gives good parameters for people, right? But I'm just saying, I'm not telling you which one to pick. That's personal. That's the one for you. Number 14, go to the gym. You know, it's sometimes like, well, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to go just deal with all this frustration and aggravation. I'm going to go do some cardio. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go do the elliptical machine. I'm going to go, push weight. Your thing's not my thing. Remember, I might go swimming, right? I might go to the gym and go swimming. Number 15, journal. Like you're getting the poison out. You're writing all the things down that are going on, all of the issues that you're having, that you're facing in life. You're getting them out of your system. It's a way for you to recognize things aren't so bad. You know, you could go back and like, look, here's all the good things going on in my life. Here's all the exciting things. And then sometimes, occasionally, there's some bad things that happen. So I'd say that one bad hour doesn't ruin an entire day. One bad day doesn't ruin an entire week. One bad week doesn't ruin an entire month. One bad month doesn't ruin an entire quarter. Sometimes we, including me, get caught up in the wrong thing and it causes some problems and issues. Number 16, meditate. Meditate. Like there's guided meditation. You're like, Scott, I've never done it. Here's what you do. You go to the YouTube and you type in guided meditation for beginners. It'll probably take you through a 10-minute thing. You sit in a room, you get comfortable, you just listen. Something magical happens, I promise you. Number 17, practice what you're good at. You've got a hobby. So like some days that are really bad, I go home, I fire up the Technics 1200s. I've got 3,600 records at the house. I got all sorts of house music. My favorite is like late 90s, early 2000s French disco house. Oh my goodness. I'll put on some bangers, some club tracks, go to town, scratch it up, piss off the neighbors. It could be that you paint. It could be you got musical instruments. It could be go to the shooting range. You go golfing, go to work. I don't know. What's your magical thing that you're really good at? You know, you're like, hey, Scott, I'm really good at graphic artist. Good, go do that. Hey, Scott, I'm really good. I'm a gymnast. Okay, cool, go do that. Number 18, you can pray. You know, every religion has got their own version of how you do it. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. You can go pray. Number 19, you can read. I don't know, I probably have 2,000 books at my house on just about every topic you can imagine when it comes to sales, marketing, business, entrepreneurship, decision-making. Like, I have those books, and then I've got like, Vince Flynn books. I've got all sorts of, superhero books. Yeah, it could be various. You could pick anything. You could get a coloring book, and you could draw any coloring book, whatever's going to reduce your stress level. You could sleep, right? Today, I was like, do I sleep or do I go create content? Do I sleep or do I go create content? Sleep, content. Well, you know the answer, create content. Number 21, you can spend time with your family, right? I don't have a wife. I don't have kids at this point in my life. I do have a bird. So family/pets. I've got an African gray. She's about that tall, size of a small chicken. Her name's Kae. She knows all the noises from the Three Stooges. She loves to say, Sheboygan. Yeah. Loves it. Loves it. Number 22, vices. I'm going to leave this one up to your imagination. I'm not going to tell you what to do, and I'm not going to judge. Number 23, watch a funny movie. I have a library of funny movies for a reason, right? Got a bad day? Tommy Boy. Got a bad day? Major Payne. Got a bad day? Dumb and Dumber. Got a bad day? Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail. Your pick's probably not going to be my pick, but if you like those movies, we could be friends. We could still be friends even if you don't like those movies. Number 24, watch stand-up comedy. There's something magical about stand-up comedy. And see, humor doesn't always translate to everybody. And some people in comedy may be controversial, and that's what makes them funny. So you pick your person. I'm going to leave it to myself about who I like. There's probably some hints in other videos. And then number 25, you should write a story. It takes creativity. It takes organization. It takes some things off your mind. And just remember, here's the thing. Sales slumps are normal. Things that induce you into a sales slump are normal. You're going to have ups. You're going to have downs. It's how you prepare today that really matters. It's what you do so that you're not stuck perpetually and that you have an example of something that could be done. There is so much opportunity in this world. So much opportunity. Right? I love talking to entrepreneurs that came from nothing and now they're something huge. I love talking to people who last week they weren't doing much in sales and this week they're crushing it and then next week they're crushing it and the week after that they're crushing it. I just want to know. I want you to know that I believe in you. You got this. Keep going. Build your list today. It's really going to help you. You got one thing to do from here. Just one thing. Find the subscribe button. Click on it every time I send out a video. You'll get an update that says HVAC Technician Sales Secrets, and on another fantastic video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon.